Hello, everyone, and namaskar. So, today's podcast is a continuation of the reading of the book titled Baba Unparalleled 102 Stories by Dada Shamitananda. Story number 70. One day, Baba told us the following story. In a village, a milkman sold milk to a family daily for 1 rupee per kilo. One day, the father said to the milkman, "Brother, why are you charging me 1 rupee for a kilo of milk? My neighbor gets 1 kilo for only 50 paisa a kilo, half price." Then this milkman said, "Okay, from tomorrow on, I'll also give you 1 kilo for 50 paisa." After a few days, this man told the milkman, "Brother, another milkman is selling milk to my neighbor for 25 paisa a kilo. Why are you charging me 50 paisa?" "Babu, I can also give 1 kilo of milk for 25 paisa, but I cannot guarantee the milk will have any color anymore." "Did you like the story?" "Yes, Baba." Then Baba said, "Do you know why I told you this story? Because in this society, there is so much pretense and deception. The milk is becoming more and more diluted. Very little truth is left. I want my children to be 100% real." Baba said another day, "When you have a crucial court case, get the best lawyer. When someone is sick, get the best doctor. I want you to buy 1 rupee a kilo milk, not diluted milk." Story number 71. Baba was giving a discourse at the Jodhpur Park office. I had to stand at the back of the room because it was packed with margis and acharyas. 10 minutes into the talk, a baby near me started to cry and scream. For that reason, Baba could not continue his lecture, and instead, everybody focused on the baby. Then, a few people gathered around the mother to help calm the baby, but the baby would not stop crying. Unexpectedly, Baba yelled, "Chup! Be quiet." The baby looked at Baba with big eyes, got completely quiet, and smiled at Baba. Baba then continued his talk, uninterrupted, for the next 45 minutes. That night, I went to Baba's room to massage his feet. He said, "See? No one could stop the baby's screams, but when I said chup, the baby stopped crying and smiled. See, I have so much power." I smiled. Sometimes Baba was like an innocent kid. I said, "Yes, Baba, you can do the job when everyone else failed." Story number 72. One day, Baba told us the following story. Once there was a miserly man, very selfish. One evening, he came back from work, looking sullen. His wife asked, "What happened to you?" "Nothing." "Please tell me what happened. You look pale." His wife knew he was a miser and asked, "Did you accidentally donate some money? Did you lose some money?" Finally, the man replied, I saw my friend giving money to another person out of generosity. I can't stand it." Baba laughed and said, "Miser people are like that. They cannot stand to witness generosity, even if it's not their money." Story number 73. Another day, Baba told us this story. One day, a man came from the office looking happy. "What happened? You look so happy today," his wife said. "You won't believe what happened," the man said, excited. "This morning, I was waiting at the bus stop on the way to work. It was getting late. But when the bus arrived, it didn't stop. I ran after the bus, hoping to catch it at the next stop. But I wasn't fast enough. I continued running until I finally arrived at the office. And you know why I'm happy? Because I saved 20 paisa on the bus fare." The wife smacked her teeth. "You are so stupid. You should have run behind a taxi and saved 20 rupees." Baba and all of us laughed with great enthusiasm. Story number 74. Baba said, "The human mind is lethargic. Humans don't keep their promises. They make promises to God, but don't keep them because God is kind." Then he told us a story. A poor man was a committed devotee of the goddess Kali. One day, his son got very sick, close to dying. The man knelt down and asked Goddess Kali, "Mother, please cure my son. I'll sacrifice a pair of bulls. Please." Tears ran down the man's face. Soon, his son was cured, and the man forgot his promise. A week later, Goddess Kali visited the man in his sleep. "Son, you did not keep your promise. I cured your son, but you did not sacrifice the bulls. Why?" "Mother, our family is so poor. We can't afford to sacrifice a single bull. I promise you, I will sacrifice 2 goats." Goddess Kali accepted the man's reasoning and his new promise. However, he didn't keep it, and she visited him days later. "Mother, I am so poor. I have no money. Can I give you a pair of chickens instead?" Goddess Kali agreed. Weeks later, Goddess Kali had not received any offerings from the man, so she appeared once again in one of the man's dreams. "What happened? Chickens are cheaper, but you haven't sacrificed any. If you don't keep your promise, I'll make your son sick again." "Mother, I'm penniless. You know that. Can I give you a pair of butterflies instead?" "Okay, but I'll make your son sick if you don't sacrifice any butterflies this time. No excuses." The man did not keep his promise, and Goddess Kali paid him another visit. "Why didn't you fulfill your promise to give me a pair of butterflies? What excuse do you give me now?" "Mother, I am so poor. I spend all my time earning money to maintain my family, so I do not have time to catch butterflies, even though they fly everywhere around us and do not cost us any money. Could you please catch the butterflies yourself and give them to yourself?" Baba laughed freely and said, "The human mind is like this. Some humans promise more, some less, but when it comes to the promises they make to God, they don't keep them. God forgives them anyway." Story number 75. I lived in Ananda, Missouri for 10 years. Some of the best times of my life. 2 or 3 times a week, I drove for 10 minutes to Willow Springs, the closest town, to buy food and other things. Mr. Patel was a man from Gujarat, India. He lived in Willow Springs with his wife and 5 children. He learned Ananda Marga meditation, but rarely practiced, if ever. They lived next door to the store, and I visited them whenever I was in town. One Friday evening, after buying milk, I went to their house. While talking to Mr. Patel, I noticed his wife was holding a bronze statue in an adjacent room. She was drying the 2-foot figure with a towel. "What is she doing?" I asked him. "That's our god, Saturn." Mr. Patel was happy to explain. "He sleeps every weekend and holidays. First, my wife bathes him and feeds him fruits and sweets. Then she carefully puts him in a nice bed, covered with a blanket." I heard the wife singing. Mr. Patel said, "She sings a mantra so he can have a good sleep. Finally, on Monday morning, we'll wake him up. God needs rest, you know." 2 weeks later, I was in Calcutta visiting Baba. He loved to hear acharyas bringing him news. So I told him the story of Mr. Patel, his family, and their god, Saturn. Baba laughed loudly. "Their god sleeps through the weekend?" Then Baba's expression turned grave. "If God sleeps for 1 second, the whole universe will disappear." Then, in a lighter mood, Baba said, "Don't tell Mr. Patel, okay? He'll be upset." Baba always told us to respect other people's beliefs. Everybody has their own beliefs. Something is better than nothing. Story number 76. I constantly needed a significant amount of money to maintain Ananda Kanan. One night, right before a large retreat, I heard a loud gushing sound from a water leak at about 3 o'clock in the morning. Dharmaputra shut off the water, but we found that one of the water pumps had to be replaced. So I had to borrow money from a few margis. Then another pump broke, and needing even more money disturbed my mind. I thought, I don't want to be here anymore. So the next time I went to India to see Baba, The only thing on my mind was how much I dislike having money problems all the time. In Baba's room, I massaged his feet while he was resting. The atmosphere was peaceful, but my mind was still fixated on money. I was trying to think about Baba, yet my mind always returned to the challenges in Ananda Kanan. However, I wanted to avoid bothering Baba with my problems. Suddenly, Baba said with his eyes closed, "Too much money brings corruption. I will never give you too much money, but you will always have enough to maintain whatever you need for your projects. Someone will help you." Then Baba went to sleep again. I was relieved and thankful for his guidance.